guys, my name is Zanana Maduna and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited to be here. I'm talking about one of my favorite topics. I get so passionate when I talk about this topic and I hope that is why you're here as well. This is my 3-part series on preparing for your APC. APC is the assessment of professional competence and most people are writing it in November. So this is 2019 and most people are writing it, are getting their pre-release on the 15th of November. And then the actual exam will be written on the 20th. With regards to this, how I'm going to approach it, as I said, it is a 3-part series. So now we'll be talking about what you can do, what you can actually do during this time. This is the time whereby I didn't know what to do, honestly. When I was writing, I didn't know what to do. So I'll talk about what you can do now before you get your pre-release. And then video number 2 will be on when you get the pre-release during the 5-day period, what you can do then. And then video number 3 will be on the day of the exam. What can you do? All the tips. So if you are new to my video, I am a qualified chartered accountant. And this video, actually, I'm just going to talk about my experience when I wrote November 2016. Oh, I feel so old. I wrote the 2016 APC. Not much has changed. I have so many tips. I've been engaging with the APC markers. I have academy experience, so I have a lot. So this is an overview of the tips of what you can do during that period. So I'm just gonna break it into 4 points. And the first point is all about reflecting. I'm just gonna say, remember, you went through a board course. So through the board course, what happened? You wrote the June mock exam and you wrote the September mock exam. It might have happened that you wrote the September the September supplementary exam as well, which is fine, which is really fine. That's more practice for you, which is good. However, just remember, you wrote all of those mock exams, and we all know that during articles it's so busy, but then at the same time you need to take time to reflect. The key thing is that you need to reflect. So what I would do if I were you, I would start with my June exam. Take the scenario, take the pre-release, take the additional information on the day, take the task, take the solution, take my attempt, and I would just read and understand what went wrong or what went right rather. So list all my strengths, list all my weaknesses. Maybe I'm always off on the tone, or maybe whenever they ask discussion questions, I go, I just put so much, or maybe I don't get to finish answering all the questions. So just note down where I am struggling. Make notes that can help me for November. That is what I would do for June. And then secondly, what I would do is that for this one, you really have to understand yourself. You have to understand whether you are comfortable with this APC thing. There are people, I've seen people who get it first time. They write June mock exam, September mock exam, they ace the November. There are people who are like that, they know they are comfortable, they don't need to do anything, and it's fine. They'll just keep on going to work up until pre-release. That's fine. But then, if you are like me and you're just paranoid and you just like feeling comfortable, what you can do is that you can actually take your September, because remember, you've already analyzed everything that went wrong in your June exam. You already took comments from what the marker was saying, because I've seen with two of the board courses, I went to one, but I also know how the other one operates. So they're equally good. If you're on either of the board courses, don't think the other one is better than the other. From what I've seen, from what I've had, I know they are equally good. So from 2 board exams, what they usually do is that they usually put the markers comments, and you can take those comments and actually make your notes, right? But then for September, what you can do then, depending on how comfortable you are, if you're very comfortable, you can repeat the same thing and just make notes. But if you don't feel comfortable at all, you can just make time during the weekend, refresh on the scenario, and attempt a couple of questions and mark them again, so that you see that under pressure, can I really attempt this? But if you are extremely uncomfortable and you still don't even know how you passed your June attempt and your September attempt, you can sit for a whole Saturday and attempt everything again, or even attempt the supplementary for September. And once you've attempted, you'll then mark and see what is going wrong, what is going right. So that is the first thing, attempting. I would do that, but remember, it's all about whether you need to really. If there's no need for you to do that, skip the step. You don't need that. And then number 2, this is like a 15 to 20 minute exercise. What you need to do is know yourself. Know yourself in terms of technical competencies. Because remember, in this exam, you've already written the ITC. Everyone knows that you are technically competent. But in this exam, we're testing your pervasive skills as well as specific technical abilities, right? So we all know that from your June attempt and your September attempt, the recent standard, your IFRS 16, your IFRS 9, your IFRS 15, all these recent standards were somehow tested because these are the topical ones. These are the ones that just became effective. So just take about 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to assess which ones are you comfortable with and which ones are you not comfortable with in these topical ones. Because remember, when the pre-release comes, it's highly probable that the new ones might be there. Others won't be, so you can't predict. But then it's nice to know what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. Don't do anything. It doesn't mean if you're not comfortable with it, you're gonna go and study it. No. But then what it means is that you already know that this is not where my strength lies. And when it comes to the pre-release in my group, I wouldn't raise my hand up and say I'm gonna do this from scratch. But however, look at the second video where I'll be discussing what to do when the pre-release comes, right? So that is the second one. When it comes to the third one, just remember the goal. That's the third one. Remember the goal. The goal is for you to be registered as a chartered accountant. And SAICA already knows you've got your technical. SAICA already knows. But then the thing is, they can't let you go unless you have demonstrated your professional competency. So this is where you have to remember that now this is not the time where you're dumping everything. Because remember, ITC, you just dump, and then you get a mark there, get a mark there. But then with APC, it doesn't work like that because we're looking at your high order thinking. We're looking at whether you can make decisions, whether you can stand, you can have a stand and argue it and show that you are a professional. So that's number 3. Just to quickly revise, the 3 tips is that you have to reflect, you have to know yourself, and you have to remember the goal. And I'm just going to end with giving you a real life example with myself actually. So I really do think if you can think about it this way, you'll remember why you're writing APC. So I passed my APC in 2016, just like what I said, and qualified as a chartered accountant by 2017, and now it's 2019. I'm currently in banking. Before I started working for this bank, of which I started working for this bank in, when did I arrive here? 2 months ago, which is August, yes. I started working for a bank in August, so now I'm in banking. So just think of this. I have the 4 letters, right? I am CASA. I got the job. That's the reason I got the job. And just bear with me. Listen why I'm saying that. I got the job because I am a chartered accountant. And I'm saying that just to emphasize on the fact that it is banking. I've never worked in banking before, but I got the job. Put that in mind. Number 2, I'm working with funds. I've never worked with funds. I've never worked in private equity before, but I got the job. Number 3, I'm working with listed funds that are listed on the London Stock Exchange. At home, I had listed companies in audit, but they were listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So why would anyone give me a job just because I'm a chartered accountant? Okay, I don't want to call it just because I'm a chartered accountant. There are also, obviously, you prove yourself and all of that. But then the point is, being a chartered accountant, and the reason you'll be paid however much they will pay you, it's because SAICA, by giving you those 4 letters, they've affirmed, like they've told the market that we are giving you someone who can develop, lead, who can influence. We are giving you someone who strives in problem solving. We're giving you someone who can be in the most complex scenario, but they'll get the work done. Do you get it? Do you get it? So when I flew to Jersey, SAICA can't keep on calling my company and be like, is she doing well in banking? Is she, they can't do that. But then the only reason they were able to let me go and be comfortable with the fact that their reputation will be intact, my employer's reputation will be intact, and everything is at ease, is that they had to just throw me into a situation and see if I can deal, right? So that's what happened. What happened is that CTA, they just threw everything in me, and they were like, oh, okay, you can survive that. And then I rose above, and then ITC, they're like, let's see if you're on the right level. Gave me technical, I rose above, they are happy. But then now APC, they're like, but are you professional? Can we be happy that in the rooms, wherever you will be, people can trust you? When they see your designation, people will trust that you'll make the correct decisions. So I wouldn't say correct, but I would say informed. And the reason I'm saying informed is because that's why in APC, you're going to do your research, you're going to work with groups. So you are now working with the industry you've never worked with before. Sometimes you have, which is good. Sometimes you haven't. Most of the times, it's the industry that most of us have never worked in. But this is when SAICA is saying, I gave this person 5 days to do this, and I knew they can do it, and they delivered it very well. They looked at the communication, they looked at your tone. Can you talk to your juniors? Can you talk to your supervisors well? Can you write to the board? So APC is all about SAICA being comfortable with wherever you go, whatever you do, when you're paying your membership fees, they know you can deliver, right? So that is why when you get to on the day, and that is why you have to watch my third video where I'm talking about on the day, how you can prepare for on the day. That is why when you get to the on the day, SAICA will throw you with a question that was never even triggered in the pre-release scenario, because they just isolate you. What's gonna happen if you are at that board meeting? That board meeting, girl. That board meeting. What's going to happen when you are in that board meeting and one of the directors asks you a question? You've been working on this file of this client for some time. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? This is what SAICA is trying to test on that day. So yeah, guys, this is the end of this video. But remember, it is a 3-part series. The next video will be about what you can do to prepare within the 5 days after you have actually gotten your pre-release scenario. I hope to see you on the next video, and remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to follow me on Instagram. I have so many tips on Instagram as well, and I'll see you on the flip side. Chapeau.